Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farizal Azhar, and I'm from University of Hamka or UHAMKA, and I'm from English Education Department. And in this video, I'm going to be presenting me and my partner's research, Cahya Komara, about a reflective study of learning management system, or Moodle, used for teaching EFL students English grammar. The study background: the COVID-19 outbreak resulted in a switch within the educational sector from offline to online, Putri 2020. As we all know, at the turn of 2019, that was when the COVID-19 first came in and spread out across the nations. And for the fact that this virus could spread out really quickly and easily, leaders of all nations prevented their people to go out in public and shut down every activities that were done outside the house. And it also happened to education sectors like schools. Teachers and students could no longer go to the school. Instead, the learning and teaching activities would be done online. So the learning management system, or LMS, sprang as a means or mediums to carry out the learning and teaching activities as was before when it was offline. So LMS is basically a software integration that provides features in favor of learning activities. There are various and diverse LMS used in the world, and the one that we use is called Moodle. And this is also the one that is integrated into our website as the official LMS. So Moodle has features that can support students' online activities such as discussions, chats, learning materials, and quizzes. Simanulang 2020. And Moodle is also harnessed by the educators to impart information, assignments, share electronic journals, and other references. Gunawan 2019. And it was also believed that in a previous study, LMS could motivate and increase students' self-confidence when working on questions. Savitri 2021. This happened because LMS granted the access to the users whenever and wherever they are, so they could pick their favorite place and time to do the activities, thereby making them more comfortable doing it. And in the context of the study, the researchers wanted to know how LMS takes part in the learning of English, or grammar to be exact. So grammar is a foundation or structure that posits the use of spoken and written language. So here's a glimpse of Moodle display, which is integrated to Wahamka website as the official LMS that we use. In the Indonesian context, research examining the use of the learning management system Moodle, especially in the area of English grammar, has not been widely exposed. Therefore, this study will explore quantitatively and qualitatively the evaluation and the reflection of the use of the Moodle LMS as a whole, that involves not only students but also involves external teachers or experts, so that they can reveal if there are weaknesses, shortcomings, and the possibility of adding features and developments and innovation in the application of the Moodle LMS, both in terms of technical and content. And this matter brings about two research questions for this study. The first one is, what are the students' views of LMS Moodle used for learning English grammar? And the second one is, what is the score given by the experts of LMS Moodle design and use for teaching English grammar? To answer both of the questions, this research used descriptive study with quantitative approach as a research design, and as for the target sample, it has a total amount of 70 of EFL students of University of Hamka from academic year of 2020 and 2021 who took intermediate English structure subject, or we call it as Grammar 2. They were taken from two different classes, 1A and 1B. The reason why there are only two classes whose students are taken to do this research is because they're the same research subject in the previous study who had experience in using Moodle for 14 times, or 14 meetings in total. And as for the data collection, the research used close-ended questionnaires and scoring rubrics. As Cohen, Mannion, and Morrison 2007 stated, that a quantitative approach is able to be implemented using closed questionnaire. Meanwhile, to disclose and to reveal the shortcomings or the weaknesses on the technical side and content, the researchers used scoring rubric as the assessment toward the LMS Moodle. And the questionnaire here consists of 20 items classified into 5 facets or aspects, namely features and display, system quality, usability, satisfaction, and potential impact of English grammar competence. And lastly, the data analysis. The data analysis here for this research, uh, the researcher used descriptive statistics. So before calculating the close-ended questionnaire, the researchers put some reliability tests through Cronbach's alpha statistics, and here is the result. So the table shows that a Cronbach's alpha score is 0.950, and according to Vase Ken Beeman 2008, a score of 0.950 is categorized as a high score. Therefore, it can be said that the 20 questions items in the instruments are reliable, and the item responses are positively correlated with each other. So next one, the research presented closed questionnaire tabulation data to 70 students about the Moodle elements they used in the online learning class intermediate English structure 1A and 1B classes. And the research used a Likert scale with 5 answer points that students could choose from, such as strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. From 20 statements or items that have been responded to by 70 students, these items were identified and categorized into 5 main aspects that have been determined previously, and those 5 aspects comprise features and display for grammar context, system quality for supporting grammar learning, perceived usefulness in learning grammar, satisfaction in learning grammar, and English grammar competence. So the next one is called LMS evaluation tool. So this is a tool that was used by the expert to evaluate the Moodle LMS. And this LMS has a total of 20 assessment indicators, with the total score for each indicator was 10 at max. So the total score is 270. Next one is Moodle LMS strength. It was inferred from the result of the closed questionnaire shown in the table in the previous slide, and we could obviously see that in all 5 aspects shown below, the score of the ones who chose strongly agree plus agree outgrew the score of the ones who chose a neutral and a disagree plus strongly disagree. And from that, we could deduce that Moodle LMS has shown a positive result in all 5 aspects. The first one is features and display. It has interesting learning menu and is easy to use. Next one is system quality. It runs very well and has a stable connectivity. Third one, perceived usefulness. Effective and efficient in accessing material, doing assignments, and completing quizzes. The fourth one is satisfaction, creating a new experience for the students. And the last one, grammar competence, improving grammar competence. Next one is scoring rubrics. Like I said beforehand, it has a total of 27 assessment indicators, with a total score for each indicator was 10 at max, and that makes it 270 of a total score. And we could see the score given here is 200 if we want to calculate it using a formula, and the result would be 74, and it's still considered to fall in satisfactory category. So now we're moving on to conclusion and suggestions. So based on a data or survey, it could be deduced that students viewed the technical and content sides of Moodle elements capable and good. And this was evidenced from the 5 aspects of the assessment, which were responded dominantly with the options of SA and A, or strongly agree and agree. This study did not experience any major obstacles in the implementation and completion of the reflection study research. The study revealed that LMS Moodle, from the results of the questionnaire, is very good in learning grammar context, even though it still is seemingly limited to the internal needs of campus lectures. The researchers also propelled the strengthening of Moodle related to the storage capacity so that these elements could perform better. The researchers also encourage all grammar scholars not to worry about using a technology in the future, given the current learning generation is in the millennial category. So it is very crucial to prioritize innovative grammar learning using it. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope there's something that you can benefit from. Thank you Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.